So the biggest fight of the year is behind us, one of the biggest pay-per-view events in UFC history, of course, career-defining moment for both Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor's career, especially the latter, since this was his only UFC loss. Now he avenged it, and it was a decision win, so majority decision win. So now we'll most probably see the third fight between them in probably next year or in 2 years' time for sure. Of course, granted, they keep their health and their winning streak going. What I always do before the fights, or usually, especially for the big fights, I watch the analysis from coaches and from people who are in the sport, and especially one guy is on top of that. That's Faraz Zahabi, GSP's coach, and he did an amazing job again for this fight. What he mentions in the post-fight analysis is completely true. I agree. The judges got it right. McGregor won that fight because of damage he did and because of the impact his punches had on Nate Diaz, and that should be the one of the main criteria when judging the fight. It's Nate Diaz had the volume of punches. That's absolutely true, but the damage was on Conor's side. So it's kind of like Floyd Mayweather's fights. If you remember one of his most famous fights against Oscar De La Hoya, De La Hoya was throwing punches in bunches. It was probably over 100 punches per round, but he wasn't as precise as Floyd. Floyd, whenever he hit him, it was clean. It was on the chin. He was landing around 50% of his punches were significant strikes. And he rightfully won the fight, even though it was a split decision win. But for me, it was a masterpiece, and it was another clear win for Mayweather. Here, I see similar result in McGregor's win, because for me it was a clear win for McGregor. 3 rounds to 2. First 2 rounds were McGregor rounds. Fourth round was McGregor round, and then fifth was competitive, but I give it to Diaz, and of course third was completely Diaz. Now, Firas mentions the controversial round was the second one, because Nate Diaz had a late run and he kind of maybe won the round, but I wouldn't agree on that part just because of the fact Conor didn't only score 2 knockdowns, but he also landed some beautiful combinations. He landed some nice leg kicks. So for me, that was a clear McGregor round. That was the first 4 minutes of that round was the best moments of Conor's fight, the best moments in the fight for Conor. The controversial round for me is maybe the third round, if there is any controversy, because not because there wasn't a clear winner, but how do you score that fight? Do you score it at 10-9 or 10-8? Because if you scored it 10-8, then that fight is a draw. Or even worse, if you scored the last 3 rounds all for Diaz, then that fight is won by Diaz. But like I said, the fourth round for me was McGregor round, and the first 2 rounds were McGregor's round. That means he's already got 3 rounds. He's already got 30 points here. So then the last round, okay, he's got 9 points to 39. And then how do you score that round? And if you scored it at 10-9, like I would, then still McGregor's win. Nevertheless, I think it's a good thing that McGregor won. Diaz didn't lose anything. Didn't lose any stock. He said he got injured. So he's got that excuse for promotion for the third fight. And he's got the first win. He came on a short notice. He won fair and square with a stoppage, so he still got mental advantage. Conor's got this win, so they are both winners in this after this contest, and rightfully so, because they showed a great match, and I'm sure most of us enjoyed it. Also, the winners are UFC, because if Conor is keep winning, more attention is coming to this sport. I mean, just looking around when I travel and when I see places, I see Conor everywhere. I mean, really everywhere. I've never seen an MMA fighter been so branded as Conor McGregor, and I think that's amazing. That not just for him, but for other fighters as well. I'm sure Donna Cerrone, Anthony Johnson, Glover Teixeira. I bet none of them are complaining that they were on the same card as McGregor. I bet they got a lot of bonus money from it, especially pay-per-view bonus money. So it I think everybody benefits from it. If Conor keeps winning, keeps getting bigger, the sport's gonna get bigger and bigger. We'll see with the new management how they're gonna handle this. Are they gonna make more stars like Conor? You cannot really make stars in a sport like this. They kind of need to be born, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. The other thing that, and the last point that this event brought is a streak now of 9 weeks. So 1 week almost passed. So 9 weeks of UFC events. Amazing tournaments all the way from they're gonna go to Germany, they're gonna go to Canada, Cleveland, Texas, Brazil, I think, Philippines at the end. So until 15 October, we're gonna see some crazy matchups, some fights for the title as well, heavyweight title, middleweight title, and then there's a short break in October, and then from November till the end of the year, again a 2 months run of events. New York is gonna happen soon, so I can't wait. I bet you guys can't wait too, and I'm sure I'll talk to you. Maybe you listen, maybe you won't, but I know I'll be watching, and I can't wait.